Good morning, GVR. This is Johnny Long here on behalf of my wife, Becky, as well. And we are two of your missionaries and have been so since we joined GVR in 2011 when we moved here to Hendersonville. So, we've been missionaries for 33 or 34 years. And I'm just going to give you a quick flyover of what we've done and what we do. Okay. So, after seminary and ministering in the States with doing youth ministry, we went to Kenya from 1973 to 77. So we worked church planting and doing famine relief. And then Becky was a specialist in what's called literacy evangelism, teaching people to read their own language and telling about Jesus at the same time. So, 73 to 77. And praise the Lord, the churches that we planted are still there and thriving. That's a long time. So we bless the Lord for that. That's pure grace. So then we came back to the States and I pastored in Mississippi and Alabama. And in 1990, we went to the Sonship Week conference in New Jersey. And that was a shocker. At that point, I realized I was legalistic, this arrogant, self-centered, self-seeking, empire-building guy, and the Lord just broke my heart over that. Yeah. So we repented of that and began to take sonship with a mentor, Dave McCarty. And then we began to teach it at the church I pastored in Birmingham, Alabama. And that went really amazingly well. And so after 2 years, World Harvest Mission, which is now Surge, asked us to go back to Kenya and start a sonship ministry. So we did that. So in 1993, we went back to Kenya, late 93, and I wrote Sonship for Africa and started teaching this in local churches and in a couple of master's level seminaries there in Nairobi. And my Ethiopian students got so excited because there were people from all over the continent at the seminaries, and they wanted us to take it back to Ethiopia. So we did that starting in 97. We started going to Ethiopia and teaching sonship, and they translated it into Amharic, which is this right here. Also, we went to Ivory Coast in West Africa, and it was translated into French. And so it's being used very widely in West Africa and Ivory Coast and Niger. Um, and then also in Algeria, where it's used as a text in two PCA seminaries. Pretty exciting because, I'm going to get old and die. I mean, I'm 80 for crying out loud. In fact, our Rebecca, who's our daughter in Nashville, calls Becky and me her Q-tips. Now, why she would call us Q-tips, I just can't envision. Maybe you can figure that out. I don't know. Okay. So, it was such a fruitful ministry in Kenya. So we had a renewal team, and then also Becky and I majored on going around to different countries in the continent: Madagascar, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Niger, Ivory Coast. It was just an amazing ride. So we finished our work and closed down our renewal team in 2003, and then Becky and I raised additional support because World Harvest wanted to send us to London. So we went to London, and there I wrote a course called Grace for Life. That's it right there, a 12-lesson course. And we taught English pastors and churches there in Scotland and Wales and England for 6 years. So that was 2005 to 2011. In 2010, I got prostate cancer, and we thought, oh my goodness, this would just kill my little brother Jimmy, who was a pastor in Louisiana. And so we thought we better go back to the States and let me build a house on our little lot on Davis Mountain in case the Lord takes me, so Becky will have a home. So we did that and joined GVR. but we're still here. And so I've been mentoring surge missionary candidates using Zoom. The course is Mentored Sonship, and they're scattered all over the world now, which is very exciting to see and to pray for their ministries. And then a year and a half ago, something really strange happened. This guy named Joseph Sheng, and he was a pastor for collegians at at in Texas and at Texas A&M for Chinese students, and he stumbled on my Grace for Life course on my website, graceforlife.com, with a 4. And he wrote me and said, it's changing my life. And would you mentor me? So I started doing that. And then Matt Chen, his bosom buddy from Shanghai, they grew up near one another. And so I started mentoring both of them. And Matt said, we want to translate Grace for Life into Mandarin Chinese. So they did. So the last year and a half, I mean, I've mentored other people, but my big focus has been on Chinese nationals. And I taught the annual theological course for Chinese, and we had people from London and Germany and New Zealand and Australia and mainland China, right? Mainland China and Taiwan. That was an incredible thing. And so I taught that course for a number of weeks and then followed up for the next 5 months with a lot of those people. It was just absolutely wonderful. Men and women, uh, uh, women leaders and church pastors and elders. It was just fantastic. So now my sweet honey, Becky, she's my wife of 57 years, a trooper who is just gone with me and taught women all over the place. She has mid-stage Alzheimer's. That's why we're not in church at GBR every Sunday. We join you by Zoom and worship, and you'll see my comments in the chat. So I need to retire, and so the 1st of January I'm going to retire and just be do part-time mentoring as the Lord sends people. Yeah, the Psalms say that we will bear fruit in old age, those of us who are planted in the Lord. So we will continue to declare his name. So that's what we're going to be doing. We won't be full-time and won't be supported by GBR, but we'll still be faithful members. And thank you all. We love you so much. Please pray for us as we battle this wicked disease and as the Lord gives us me people to mentor in the gospel. Thank you so much. We love you. Bye-bye.